This episode is brought to you by Manual Magazine, Def MFG Co Limited, Lakai Footwear, and we also like to give a special shout out to Poyntons Studios.
What's up, kia ora, and welcome to the Binz podcast, the best in New Zealand. Today we have Mr. Andrew Moore, who has been in the skate scene since the 70s and has been through so many eras. Like Skatetopia, Edwards, like right through the 80s, 90s, making zines and videos and music videos, big part of the music scene in New Zealand. And welcome to the podcast.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Greetings, Shay and Levi. Great to be here.
Great to have you.
Great to have you.
Awesome.
Pleasure. Cool. Well, let's start things off. Well, maybe when did you start skateboarding? Where were you from? Who was your crew?
Okay, I grew up in Birkenhead in about 1975 or something. I was only 5 or 6 years old. My brother turned up one day. He's 4 years older than me, my brother Phil. And he had this skateboard. It was the fucking weirdest thing. It was like this sort of brown plastic material, really solid, with roller skate wheels on it, like really primitive. And he was sort of, skating around on it, getting to figure it out. And I just sort of jumped on it and thought, fuck yeah, this is cool. And my dad was a boat builder, and he just started making us boards because we were like, oh, we want to buy a board. He's, oh, you don't need to buy one. I'm just going to make you one, So
We got boards at home.
Yeah. Christmas morning I woke up and there was this bright orange sort of wooden flat deck, and he'd built a kick on it, like a sort of a wedge kicktail with these sort of plastic trucks on it. These, really kind of early gear. And so then I was just hooked, and he just kept building us boards, and he was really into experimenting with what he'd make them out of. Like he'd make them out of different sorts of wood, and then he made one out of teak with a balsa sort of
like
inside it. Yeah, because I was only little, and he said, you need light boards, So he'd make me these really sort of light boards, and he made like probably 10 of those for me,
Sick.
So that was...
And were they legit? Decent? They'd stand up?
Yeah. No, they were cool,
Did you get better components, other than the plastic trucks and wheels?
Totally. Like up the road, there was like a bike shop, and they'd sell gear, like Tracks and Edwards were the big sort of manufacturers back then, New Zealand ones. So, you could buy
was this
trucks
around
and stuff.
78, 79?
Yeah,
or
it's kind of earlier than that. This is maybe 75 to 77
Okay, cool.
or 78, So we were just riding homemade gear and started building ramps and stuff, building quarter pipes, and my dad would help us a bit, and then we'd just take over and we just built these sketchy fucking ramps. Then we'd drag them out onto the footpath because we lived in Birkenhead and we were sort of just down quite a good hill. So we'd start right up the top of the hill, flying down, then just hit this quarter pipe, which sort of had no transition. It was like a ping pong table at about 45 degrees. And then we put an extension on it, a bit steeper, like another 4 foot extension.
I've seen those ramps, and they're kinked, they
just
go up and dug.
Yeah.
Quarter pipe.
So that was our sort of scene. And then we started making these sort of sketchy half pipes, but they weren't really sketchy. They weren't half pipes. They were just like, we'd move the ping pong table and that would be the takeoff. And then there'd be like 4 foot of flat and then a slightly curved sort of quarter pipe on the other side. And we'd just skate them every day, And we would sort of get dudes that we'd met who were into skating. We had a bit of a crew, and they'd come around and, people would just look at them and go, how the fuck do you ride that thing? It was just...
Where were you getting the inspiration to build the ramps? Or did you kind of know that you needed
a
sort of
transition? Okay, once we started getting into it, then you start getting Skateboarder magazine from America, you get them 4 or 5 months after they come out over there.
Yeah.
And that was the main inspiration, and they were all about... It was kind of pre-skate parks, there weren't really any skate parks, and it was just ramps and stuff. So we got that from them, and then one day we were skating in Takapuna, and what was that school that had that really cool bank along one side?
Was that Takapuna Primary?
Yeah,
Or-
like near Shore City. It's in No More Heroes and stuff. Anyway, there used to be this school with this really good 45-degree bank. We turned up there one day and these older guys had set up, they'd sort of made an extension on it and made like a quarter pipe with these big 44-gallon drums holding the whole thing together. And we were skating that, and this dude was, oh, yeah, I'm sponsored by Edwards, you know, maybe we can get you some boards or something. And I was like, oh, sweet, you know.
Were you busting out and he was
Yeah,
like,
I was
impressed with
busting
the
out.
moves?
Yeah, he was impressed,
sick.
you know, because I was only a little kid. I was
And
only
who
7 or 8.
was that?
You know?
Was that like any like name that we know?
Nah,
or-
it's this dude, Grant Murray,
Yeah.
who kind of stopped skating after that
Yeah.
first wave and got into real estate or something. But he sort of hooked me up, and then like I was at
'Cause
home.
how old were you? You must have been like a little kid.
Yeah, I was like maybe 8 or something. You know?
Yeah.
And my nana was looking after us, and we'd been out skating, and we got home, and she said, "Oh, this man Grant rung up. He's in the Edmund skateboard team."
You're like,
Edmund skateboard team. Yeah. I was like,
Shot to rise.
do you mean Edwards? Oh, yeah, that could be it. You know. And he'd left a phone number, so my dad rung him up, and yeah,
It was Frank Edwards.
yeah. It took a little while to meet Frank, but somehow he just got me some boards and T-shirts and shit, and then I was just, oh, yeah, I'm writing for Edwards, and then that turned into a whole nother thing, you know, like they were sort of sponsoring, I don't know, maybe half a dozen dudes, and then it sort of turned into this thing where we were doing demos, and my dad, he was just really involved in it, you know, he was really into it. So he started kind of managing the team and sorting the whole thing out. And then it turned into we were just doing fucking demos every weekend, like in fucking the Easter show and schools and at malls and stuff, you know. And the awesome thing was they started paying us. We would get like $10 per demo
Whoa.
Which is probably heaps.
and
right?
$10 a month, you know. It doesn't seem like much, but like some weekends we'd do like 5 demos or something, you know.
Yeah.
They're only an hour or two long. And so I was traveling around. Then I just started saving all this money, you know, which was cool, and getting all free gear. So
Epic.
yeah, that was that phase.
And so that was like, was that sort of like a boom in skateboarding at that point?
Yeah. That was a real fucking boom. Like
And
76 or something, 77. It was just massive, you know.
so were there other sponsors? Like, was there like Coca-Cola or like
Yeah, they came in a little bit later.
Hauraki? What was?
Yeah,
were you
yeah,
in like
okay.
the Hauraki team?
Yeah, no, it wasn't in the Hauraki team. They were like older, kind of gnarlier dudes. That was like
Yeah.
the Dogtown crew, you know.
Yeah.
All right.
We'd see them at the skate park and just fucking shit our pants, you know, like because Marlborough Park had opened,
Yeah.
and you know, we'd skate from Birkenhead to Marlborough Park. It's quite a way.
Yeah.
And we're only like fucking 8 years old, you know. Like we'd have my brother who was 12, you know, he'd come with us, but
He's the
we'd just
leader.
spend all day there. But yeah, we saw the Hauraki dudes turned up there, and they were always just scary.
What was that the radio station?
Yeah, they
had
started-
their own skate team. Oh,
And it
wow.
was all kind of Radio Hauraki just had this sort of whiff of Mr. Asia and kind of drugs, and it was all a little bit, you know, and that kind
Underbelly.
of crossed over to these guys they were sponsoring because they were all probably only 16 or 17, but they were like fucking full-grown men to us, you know.
And so did they know about like Dogtown and Z-Boys, and was that sort
Well,
of like
in the mags we'd see like Alva and all those guys, you know,
Yeah.
they were like the cool dudes,
They
you
were
know.
mimicking their styles.
Yeah, they were totally like that, you know, just gnarly fuckers that would turn up and just sort of, I don't know, intimidate everyone and
And
freak
what, were you
people
like
out.
the youngest on the Edwards
Yeah,
team
I
at
was like the
time?
token little kid,
Oh,
you know,
right.
and I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
really small, so, but I was kind of fearless and I'd just do nutty shit, you know.
Yeah.
And my dad would say, why don't you try this? And I'd be like, oh, I don't know if I can do it. Yeah, you can do it. And he'd sort of like,
Sick. That's so
Yeah,
cool
it's-
that he was right behind you. and,
yeah,
like,
yeah, no, it was
part
awesome.
of
It was a
it, yeah.
classic one. We went to Marlborough Park one day, and I think it was probably the Hauraki team. They were going right from the top, you know, and like I was only starting halfway up, and my dad's like, yeah, just try it right from the top. And I'm like, oh, I don't think I can do it. Made me do it.
Shoot.
So I tried
Yeah.
it, came round the last bend, and like there was like water fucking across the thing. Hit that, just slid out, totally ate it, you know. came home just covered in grazes and stuff. And my mum's just like, what's
have you done
happened?
to
What's
him?"
happened? You know, oh, he'll be all right. He's all right. He'll be doing it, you know. So, yeah, there was a few teams. There was like the tracks team and...
So it was Tracks New Zealand company?
Yeah. It was this guy, Paul Smith, who started that. And he was kind of like a wheeler dealer kind of guy. So there were just two main companies. It was Tracks and Edwards. And it was sort of...
And Frank was like the straighter out of the two.
Yeah, but
Well,
I suppose Frank just got into it really early, you know, because what had he been making before that? Like,
Well, no, didn't his family own like a
Plastic products?
plastics?
yeah, that's right. They owned a
Company?
plastics thing, so they started making plastic boards, and he was fucking sharp, Frank. You know, like he saw that it was really going off and getting big, and just really put everything into it and started making gear. You know.
Yeah. I messaged Frank. I sent him the first episode, and I was messaging him today. So hopefully we're gonna get him on the show.
Yeah.
And try and get some of those stories about how it all started, and you know,
The ups and downs, the highs and lows.
yeah, how he just about made millions of dollars off power pivots.
I know the power pivot. Yeah, like hats off to the guy. You know,
Yeah.
and he really fucking hung in there, and you know, he sponsored a whole bunch of us. You know,
Yeah,
thing is, he didn't really have that much to do with the team. You know, like he was just into making stuff. You know,
Could just
Mike
come
Money.
in and then
yeah, making money, keeping the lights on. So my
Yeah.
dad was kind of running the team. And so a little bit later, it got Coca-Cola came in and kind of started sponsoring it as well. And yeah, so that was sort of...
So was that around the time that Skatetopia opened, or
Yeah, I think Skatetopia opened in maybe 78 or something.
yeah,
And so that was pretty amazing because before then, the best park we'd had was New Lynn. You know? Because there was like Marlborough Park and Sunny Nook and just crap, you know.
dishes.
Pretty terrible dishes, you know. And then New Lynn got built and it's like fucking wicked. There's fucking vert and...
So what's the story behind New Lynn? Did they stuff it up or
Yeah,
they didn't really have an
I don't
idea
know
what
if
they were
it's an
doing?
urban myth that they confuse
Inches to
feet and
millimeters or whatever? Yeah.
in meters or inches or whatever.
I've heard
I
that
don't
was a
know.
myth. I heard that was a myth.
I think
That
it's
was
a
like-
myth.
Yeah,
That's always, I think they always kind of like pull that one like, yeah, it was meant to be in.
Yeah, but as far as
Centimetres.
council parks went, they did a pretty good job, you know.
yeah,
So there was a pretty heavy scene in New Lynn with skaters from out that way, but we'd like catch the bus over there, you know, like I'm still only fucking 8 or 9 years old and we'd,
Probably 2 buses, right?
yeah,
3
yeah,
buses
or else
maybe.
my parents would drop me off and like, I'll just go to the phone booth and ring us when you're finished, you know, like fucking it, been there for 7 or 8 hours or something.
Left in West Auckland. to fend
So we're
for
skating
yourself.
there, and then we hear, okay, they're building a big park out in Manukau. It's like, whoa, you know, and we went out a couple of times as they were building it and just looked at it, you know, and could see,
because there's that iconic photo of you and Rob Muldoon,
yeah,
and there was like in
that's
the
the opening
newspaper or
day.
something on
Yeah,
opening day. Yeah,
yeah, that was on the front page of the Herald. That was pretty crazy, but yeah, so we could tell it was going to be fucking good, you know, and yeah, and my dad took us there a few weeks before it opened, and all these other sort of kids had jumped over the fence and were skating, and I was like, oh, fuck, can we skate it? And he's like, no, you got to wait till it's officially opened, you know. So standing at a fence watching these guys skate this park. you know.
damn.
You're a part of the
Torture.
Edwards team.
Absolute torture, yeah. So then the opening day of Skatetopia, it's a big deal, you know. There's, the Prime Minister's there and all these dignitaries and the Edwards team and the kind of Hauraki team had sort of fallen away by then and Tracks had sort of taken their best riders. So it was the Tracks team and the Edwards team on opening day. And we were the first people to skate it, you know. Put the footage here, you know. I'll give you the footage to show here.
So that footage, was that filmed by your dad or by
No,
you?
that was
or-
like TVNZ footage. That was,
Okay.
and I never even knew it existed till fucking years later. I was in a bar and I was talking to this guy, and he said, "Yeah, I'm running this TV program that we do extreme sports." He said, "Yeah, we've got this footage of Skatetopia. It was real early footage." And I'm like, "Oh, wicked," you know. I said, "I might be in it," and he said, "Oh yeah, there's this little blonde kid," and I'm like, "Fuck, that's me," you know. So
That's
I went and
awesome.
saw him. He showed me the footage, and it's like really good news footage, like shot 16 mil. and there's like 15 minutes of something of it, you know?
That's so cool.
Yeah, so
Was it the show that you were filming for?
yeah,
What was
the
it called
Primo Freerider.
That's right.
Yeah, I ended up getting a job with them.
I,
So.
I came along to a couple
Yeah,
of shoots on that.
you were in it a few
Kevin
times.
Francis or
Yeah, that
something.
was a good gig.
Oh, yeah, cool. Okay, so it wasn't until then that you found out that there was footage of
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
There was also like I don't know if anyone, for people who haven't seen No More Heroes, is that on YouTube?
No,
No.
but it's on New Zealand on screen,
Oh, okay.
and it's free to watch.
Okay, we'll put like some links up for that.
Yeah.
Have you still got DVDs like
No,
made?
No.
they're all
we,
gone.
We were selling quite a few.
I
of them. They were
know,
going
that
good.
was an
Like,
awesome
we'd be doing-
I
earner.
think we sold a lot like in the boom shop as
Yeah,
well. Like
yeah,
back
yeah.
in the
I
2000s.
know, and the awesome thing was I was working at this DVD sort of manufacturing place at the time, so I was just like doing all these dodgy fucking copies on the side, and then I'd go and sell them. It was cool.
Oh man, that was
But yeah, so Skatetopia, yeah, that was like the proving ground or whatever, because suddenly there was a really good skate park, like a proper American style skate
it was
park.
fully legit too. Like
Yeah.
the walls are like huge. Like
Yeah.
what was it like 10 or 12?
Yeah, it had like a
foot?
10 or 12 foot, the big bowl, we called it.
Yeah.
There's like a huge half pipe, no flat bottom, you know, running down to it, and then just this massive bowl at the end.
And dudes doing like big airs. And
Yeah,
they weren't,
yeah,
like, just
yeah.
Carving it. It was like full on like.
Yeah,
out of
yeah.
the-
Peter
out of the top.
Boronsky, he was like the legend.
yeah.
And he was from the North Shore. It was like a little surfer kind of guy. Goofy foot, real good style. And there was this big path down the side of the half pipe. So for him, he'd just go flying down this path, hit the big wall, and just launch these big frontside airs, you know,
Yeah.
real stylish.
And do you think like at that point of time, like the New Zealanders were kind of on par with what was happening on the other side
Nah,
of the world?
not
We were
at
still
all.
Far behind.
Nah, we were still
yeah.
a bit far
Just
behind,
learning.
you know,
Yeah.
because the mags wouldn't get here till 4 or 5 months later. And yeah, it took a while, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine what was going to be possible.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Like back then, you know, I
Yeah.
think like I'm sure Peter probably just kept doing that same line and doing the frontside air and like
yeah.
rather than like evolving or trying, you know.
Yeah, the big thing at Skatetopia was in the Nationals in 1979, they bought out this guy, Chris Stropel, who was like a really top
Yeah.
kind of American pro. And he was just fucking
Miles ahead.
ripping, you know, skating so good. Like he'd drop in the same pathway down to the big bowl and just pull a full fucking alley-oop, you know, like a few feet out, like traveling really far across the bowl.
Wow.
And that stoked everyone out, and people sort of took what he was doing. He was doing inverts and rock and roll slides and
Right.
stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I think once you see like American skaters or like, you know, like I just remember being a kid and seeing pros and like, and just seeing what they were doing and it just lifted the
Yeah,
level and people
totally.
start just like,
Yeah.
oh wow, you can just try stuff, you know, like, and
Yeah, because shit was fucking moving really fast then. Like we were on like thin boards, you know, all the boards were like 5 or 6 inches wide, you know.
yeah,
And then all of a sudden, you know, well, we went to America in 1979, like a few of the Edwards team.
yeah,
And we went on our skinny little boards, and we got there and they're all riding like 10-inch boards and stuff. Oh, fuck,
behind.
what are we doing,
Yeah.
you know? Like, so immediately we got fucking proper big boards. Like I was still only 9 years old and I was riding a 10-inch board. I remember my feet like took up fucking about half the board, you know? Like it was just like a plank, but it was,
well, that was the same for us, like, I guess, like, because when we started skating, boards were that big, you know,
yeah, and now you go small boards or smaller boards.
yeah,
So yeah, we went to America in 1979. That was the big changing point as well, because
And Frank like shouted you guys over there?
yeah,
the
I
trip?
think the story was he
Or Coca-Cola?
paid for a couple of dudes, Elroy Ainsley and this guy Rodney Barnett, to go, and he wanted my dad to go, and my dad was like, "Well, we need to take Andrew," and like I'd saved all this money from doing demos and stuff, so I just paid my own way.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I don't know how much I'd saved, you know. But yeah, so that was the story. But we got there and we stayed in Orange County, and there was a skate park called the Big O, which was like really brand new. Had like 3 different pools, 3/4 pipes,
Right.
wild,
vert snake runs and shit. It was just the biggest skate park. We were staying just around the corner. So we were skating that every day, and then we went and skated Upland and just all the parks. We were just traveling around skating all these parks and going to the Sims factory and getting gear off them. The classic one was this photographer from this magazine, Skateboard World, turned up at this park, Lakewood, to take some photos of us for an article. And none of us were riding Edwards gear, you know, like I'm on a Sims, the other dudes were on casters. And we just fucking put these stickers on our boards covering the logos, you know.
Yeah.
So we were riding Edwards wheels because they had these really good wheels called Pinks, ramp rippers.
Oh, yeah,
Those pink fucking wheels, which were really good. So we're only skating Edwards wheels, but everything else was just American gear. So we came home from America with all this new gear, and everyone's still on these skinny boards, and we've got the fucking latest gear.
Oh, man, that would have been such a good feeling.
My dad bought about fucking 10 pairs of Vans, and we were selling Vans at the park, and like, yeah.
Go Dad.
Yeah, Dad was onto it.
And then what, was Frank with you guys at the time?
Nah, he didn't come over.
Oh, okay. What, did you come back and like tell him what was going on? And
Yeah,
kind of,
yeah.
like, changed up
And
his
then
designs
everything
and
just
that?
changed, you know. Everyone started making wide boards and stuff.
Yeah. So you were right there in the kind of like
Just this
process of
pivotal
Edwards
moment, and that
stuff.
was so much better to ride, you know.
Yeah.
Like, just your skating just progressed really fast, sort of around then, you know.
And then, so how far from there did you won the nationals at one?
Yeah, that was
a couple of years later. Or?
No, I think it was only about. I think it was in '79. I won the nationals, like the junior division.
Yeah.
So they had
Sick.
the nationals where Chris Stropel came out, and they had this big comp, and there was freestyle, slalom, and bowl riding, you know, and they averaged out your score.
Oh, you entered all three?
You had to.
All right.
So my main competition was Tony Hallam, who went on to be a pro in Australia and was fucking really
I
good.
know the name.
He still rips.
Yeah, he was like a New Lynn local, and he ripped, you know, like, so he won the bowl. I came second, but he wasn't into freestyle or slalom or anything, but I've been doing heaps of that with the Edwards team, all these demos, we'd always do that sort of stuff. So I won those, and I ended up winning it and getting like a dragster bike was the prize, which is
Yeah.
like pretty flash for the time, you know.
What was the age group?
I think it was maybe under 12 or something.
Oh, yeah.
Under 12, and then 12 to 15 was intermediate, and then the open.
Was there many older dudes skating back then? What was
Yeah.
kind of like the age limit, like maxing?
Oh, I don't know, because when you're that young, everyone just seems fucking
Yeah,
old,
you
but they were
can't tell.
probably
Yeah.
only 16 or 17,
Massive.
you know?
He's a man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Grant McCready won the nationals. He was really good. And by that
Yeah.
stage, Caster, this American company, had started making boards in New Zealand. So he skated for them, and he won the open.
Yeah.
And then the prize was a trip to America. So he went to the States for a few months, and he ended up getting the cover of Skateboarder magazine,
Wow.
which was just like, whoa, Grant McCready's on the cover, you know?
That's epic. Grant McCready was friends with my stepdad, so when I was a little kid, like, he used to come around, and like my stepdad would be like, "Oh, this is my friend Grant. He used to be the he was the champ, and like went to America," and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, cool, whatever. Like, do you skate now? You know, like."
Yeah.
Check
Yeah.
out my cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
79.
it's a good, in the No More Heroes, Tony Hallam describes it as like winning Wimbledon, you know,
Yeah.
like winning the biggest fucking tennis thing. I don't know. It was just blew us all away, you know. But the good thing is, from when we went to America, I ended up getting in Skateboarder magazine as well.
Yeah.
Epic.
There was this article called, what was it? 30 Who Rip or something, and it was just unknown skaters. And there's a photo of me skating at this park in Upland in it. So that was pretty cool.
That's have you
Yeah.
got the photo?
Yeah, I've still got it. And this other magazine, Skateboard World, did a thing about us. That's when we're riding the boards with all the
Yeah.
logos covered up. I'm riding like a Sims taper kick or something. But they came and took photos of us skating in the Big O.
Yeah, that's
Bang.
it. You just got to be in the States and then
Oh, yeah,
magic
yeah,
happens,
totally.
It's just
Yeah,
kind
it
of
was
like when you're
crazy.
down here, you're out.
Oh,
of
this
the
is the classic one. Like when we'd sort of met up with these people from Sims who were like one of the biggest companies, and they'd seen us skate and stuff. And I didn't really know it at the time, but they'd said to my dad, "Loop, we want to sponsor this guy, like me. We want him to live over here, and like we'll fully
Dude,
sponsor him,
yeah,
you know."
yeah.
And I'm like,
that's it.
fucking
Like,
Dad, why didn't you just leave me there, you know? Like, I could have been
Yeah.
sponsored by Sims, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
I had similar stories too when I was there. Dudes were like coming up to me and saying, "Oh look, we'll put you on the team." Blah blah blah. It's just kind of that's the epicenter, and if you're
Totally.
over here in New Zealand, you're kind of like no one sees you.
Yeah.
Except now things are different. Like Instagram and
Dudes get famous from
YouTube
anywhere.
and stuff. You can, it's a little bit easier to get recognized. But yeah.
Yeah, so from there it was like Skatetopia was going off. We were going there every weekend, and we were still living in Birkenhead, so we'd drive all the way to Manukau, Skatetopia. Then they built Hamilton Bowl. That was pretty fucking gnarly because...
Melville?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We went to the opening day. We turned up. There's about 300 people there. I'd never skated it. And it's like, okay, you're in the comp. It's like... I'm still just a tiny little kid, It's like a fucking 11-foot deep bowl sort of thing.
Was it like a downhill kind of like... Because I remember seeing in the Lee Ruff doco they was talking about in Hamilton, and there was like a pathway leading down to it.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's all flat around there, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what
I don't know.
thought.
It was just the freakiest, scariest fucking bowl I'd ever seen,
I went there when I was 14.
And maybe had 2 practice runs, and then it's like, right, and coming up next, we've got Andrew Moore. And I was sort of like too little to really pump that well, the trannies were too big. So I started my run by dropping in, which was fucking gnarly, it's a good photo. Insert the photo. Yeah, just dropped into this bowl and sort of hit a grind on the other side, and then came back about 2 foot below the coping, and then just sort of slowly just fucking
It's got some pretty
down.
like kinked bits, and like if you don't know the bowl and you're there like skating it for the first time and you do get like 2 runs, it's like every time you drop in, you're kind of probably going to be hitting like a different kink and a different, and until you know where they all are, like you would just like go flying off the front of your board,
Oh, mate, it was so scary, and there were tons of people there. But that was where that was like Boronsky's last moment.
Yeah.
He was doing big airs, maybe 2 or 3 foot,
Yeah.
He ate complete shit on one of them, face planted to the bottom. But I think he won the comp. And Tony Hallam, you could tell that he was going to be really good from that point because he was skating it really well, and he was only fucking my size,
Yeah.
So, and after that, then it just started dying off a bit, and you'd go to the park and there wouldn't be many people there, and then they started getting into financial difficulties and...
Skatetopia.
Yeah, they started having BMX and stuff there, and then it just closed, It's like, fuck, the park's closing.
Yeah.
So in No More Heroes, like there's quite a bit of downhill. Shay loves it when I talk about downhill. But,
Okay.
There we go.
was that around the same time, or was that like...
Yeah, okay. We need to intro No More Heroes a little bit. No More Heroes is a documentary I made about 70s skateboarding that came out in 2006, which is about New Zealand skateboarding 1975 to 1981.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of that footage is the kind of era I'm talking about, like pre-Skatetopia.
Yeah, so that was pre-Skatetopia.
Yeah.
And were you doing the downhill as well, or...?
Not so much, more just around where we lived because it was all new housing subdivisions.
Yeah.
So they'd build these brand new roads and there wouldn't be many houses there, so it was fuck all traffic.
Epic.
Like Chatswood and places out in the East Coast bays and stuff.
Yeah.
So we'd just be skating all the hills around our house, and car parks because fucking the supermarkets weren't open in the
like
weekends.
Mall, was it, or like...
The shops didn't open in the weekends or on Sunday or something. So it was just completely empty car parks, big, brand new asphalt.
Yeah, that's... A lot of that footage is kind of dreamy, like it's real, like... Yeah. Like
And you just go there and there'd be hundreds of kids skating,
Yeah.
That was sort of, it was like, street skating,
So with No More Heroes, when did you transition into like documenting things on film and camera? Was it kind of halfway through?
Okay, so Skatopia's closed, skateboarding's died off. It's hard to connect with people. Nothing's really happening. I'm sort of started riding BMX bikes for a bit, doing BMX racing and jumps and shit.
Because BMX must have been coming in pretty hard, like
Yeah,
in the early
yeah.
80s. Like, because I remember like being a little kid and
I
it was
wanted
like
an
BMX
HMX
bandits
500.
and like, you know.
Yeah, the HMX 500. I ended up getting sponsored by fucking Healing, who made
Oh, yeah.
HMXs and
Oh,
shit.
Those were the shit. What
Shit.
happened with Edwards? You kind of like when you
It just all died off, and they stopped. There was
Oh,
no
yeah.
more boards,
No
and
more
it
team,
was
went
just
on the
no
team,
more
no more
team. The team
demos.
fell apart.
No More Heroes.
Was that when
No
you would
More
started
Heroes.
making like wave skis and like, And then, like, I just remember, like,
he was
cheap
making
skates,
roller
like,
skates. He was making roller skates
yeah, like
and
roller
stuff.
skates and like wave skis and like,
Yeah, that's to Frank's credit. He fucking diversified and hung in there, you know.
kept it alive, eh?
So I'm hitting like 18 or 19 and getting back into skating with people like Spittle and stuff. Somehow I met Spittle, and Spencer Wallace was our crew. I just started hanging out with all these Ponsonby sort of street skaters and just...
So like Darren Dempsey and...
Yeah. There was,
Nick
meeting all those dudes.
Yeah.
And we were skating and I'm like, fuck, these guys are ripping, like, I got to document it somehow, So somehow I managed to get a VHS camera, like this big camcorder, and I just started filming Spittles and Spencer and all our crew. And then I'm like, fuck, let's put out a video,
So was that... But you were doing the zine first?
No,
or did you
it
start
all happened
filming
around the
first and
same.
then-
It all happened around the same time, and I'd started playing in bands and stuff. I was really into music, playing
Yeah.
guitar and bass and
Was
whatever.
that like the Beads or...
Yeah. I had a band before that, the Battling Strings. That was like
Yeah.
a school band, but then it went into the Beads.
Yeah.
So I just had to get a video camera, and we ended up getting one and just started filming stuff. I started sort of making these really primitive music videos with it, and just really got into filming. And then thought, because with the bands, we'd always just released our own music, put out cassettes and, just sort of done DIY, just fuck it, no one else is doing it, let's just do it ourselves. And the same with skating. I thought, I've got to put out this video. So our first Year Bow video was called Something's Boiling.
Yeah.
And by that
year was
stage,
that?
I think it's like about 89 or something.
Oh, yeah.
We'd done
Yeah.
we'd started this fanzine, which seems crazy today. People won't even know what I'm talking about. But it was just like a photocopied skate mag.
Yeah.
And it was just sort of about our sort of posse, our crew,
That was
Yeah.
Year Bow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so
So was there any other magazines pre?
Lee Ralph and those guys had done one called Rad Mag.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that was more kind of early 80s, mid 80s or something. But there were lots of music ones,
Yeah.
which I'd seen, and they were mostly like punk bands and stuff. And so I thought, fuck it, let's just do a skate one. So we put out an issue of the mag, then we did our first video, and we were advertising it in the zine. I did another zine, and we'd advertise the skate video, and we started selling them mail order, and I had them in cheap skates, and yeah. So that's how I got into film, really.
Yeah.
That's epic. I mean, I remember around that Blue Tail Lounge time and like the Yearbo zines coming out and seeing them now when you've got them here, like we'll put up some photos. But they're a lot bigger. Like I see there's like the later ones were smaller, but I forgot that the early ones were actually like full pages.
So these were just like Xerox copies. or
Yeah,
like photocopy
We had a
mags and
friend.
staple-
We had a friend, this guy Delaney, who worked in a photography
Oh,
place.
Del
Boy. And there was a photocopy machine there, and so the people would go home and he'd say, "Andy, come in, start photocopying." We'd just spend all night photocopying them,
And who would contribute like for art and who
There
would
was-
write the stories? Was that
it
you
was
as well?
me and my brother were sort of
Phil.
taking photos. Yeah, my brother Phil, we were taking photos, and I don't know, I haven't looked at them in years, so I can't even remember really, but it was mainly just our posse and some of my flatmates, who didn't skate, but there was like a lot of music stuff in it as well, like Dr. Moanhead. There was like a advice column where we'd give people supposedly write in, but it wasn't. No one did. We just make them up, and give them advice.
Yeah, classic.
But it's something that I've always sort of believed in. If no one else is going to do it for you, you just got to do it yourself. I'm sure you guys are the same.
That's just the
Yeah.
Kiwi way, right? We
yeah.
kinda like-
So let's
we
just
like
start
that.
doing it.
Yeah,
Don't.
It'd be super cool if these were online. Like
I know. I should
Like,
get
I
them
mean-
online. I know.
it'll be. I mean, I know that it's hard because it's hard to make money off a lot of these things.
Yeah.
But it's like you feel like they should be preserved, like they should be like all your
I know.
videos and all your zines.
The videos are cool. The zines.
should be available to the
The zines, there's some possibly questionable material in it that might not fly too well in 2025.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah,
Times have
cancelled.
changed,
Yeah, we might get cancelled if we put it out. But
Yeah.
Nothing too bad, but
That Blue Tail Lounge ad in there.
yeah, like Cheapskates, Blue Tile Lounge. We had a few kind of supporters who, we put ads in and they'd give us $50 or something, and
How many copies do you reckon you made of like the first 3?
maybe a couple hundred each or something.
We guys, oh yeah, 150.
And then yeah, $1.50 for the first ones. But then I think issue 3 or something, we tried to go free. We wanted to do a free thing, and we sort of tried to get more advertisers and do it a bit straighter. And
So was this kind of coinciding with the release of the videos, or was it how?
they
how
were
was
just all happening at the same time,
Yeah.
So we ended up doing 3 Yearbo skate videos. We did a Blue Tile Lounge one. And Levi's one of the only guys who's in all 3 videos, so big ups.
Oh wow.
He likes
Yeah.
to hog the,
He's in
camera.
3 videos. He's in all 3.
Especially then.
And he got the opener, I think, and maybe
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, I think I did pretty well. I remember it was crazy because I remember you filmed Something's Boiling and the Blue Tail Lounge video kind of overlapped. And then the Blue Tail Lounge, the Something's Boiling came out first, and it had footage of me when I was 15 or a bit older, and then the Blue Tail Lounge video came out after that, and you'd film my section
You're right.
first. And so it came out afterwards, and I was a
mate.
little kid again.
Yeah.
He
I know.
got teased because his tricks were
mate.
like.
Oh,
Yeah,
there was
When
a
they
few
came
a few things that I got teased about, the pressure flips and
Yeah.
eye candy, and
I used to get hassled about that as well.
Oh,
Dude,
bro.
fucking
Bro.
American videos coming out straight away, and this is taking a year to come out. And I'm in fucking 20 years' time, we're not really going to care, It's just the footage is there.
and that drove us crazy, that you were so kicked back about it, and we were we were so young.
Yeah,
and
right.
The
Just hurry up and
90s
get
was
it
just
out.
so.
It's got to get the latest shit.
Everything had to be you had to be doing the right tricks, you had to be wearing the right clothes, it was.
Well, your tricks were dating 1 year, and you
Yeah.
weren't allowed to do certain things. It was kind of
Yeah.
a crazy
Oh
time.
yeah, pressure flips were came and went
Yeah,
know?
right.
So yeah, well, let's talk about the videos. You'll probably know the order that they came out. You wanna,
Yeah, well, Something's
fond
Boiling
memories
was the
of each?
first one, and that was kind of. I used to always go down to Dunedin. I just had lots of friends down there, and I'd always take my camera because there was a really good skate crew down there.
There was crazy crew. I remember seeing those videos and then meeting the guys at the Nationals, Shaka, Martin.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they were
Stephen Jack,
it
yeah.
felt like they were in some time zone.
I know, it was
they were ahead of the
amazing.
game,
They
eh?
were totally ahead of the game. They were as good as any
The
dudes in
mini-ramp-
Auckland,
the mini-ramp
Really
tricks
good mini
were
ramp skaters.
Yeah,
next level.
I remember that Napier Nationals, and I'd heard about this Shaka guy, and it was people were oh yeah, Shaka's gonna be there, and Shea Taria, and
I don't know. I
was.
think Shaka was definitely on mini ramp. He'd fucking killed anyone.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was
There was some
even
really good
Martin
public
too.
mini ramps down there,
Martin
quite.
and those two were even
Yeah.
the street skating. They were kind of
Was that Fairfield? Was that around? Was that around
Well,
back
that's-
then?
Yeah. In the first year, there's footage of them skating those ramps, and they're really good street skaters.
And
What was
there was
the
that
other
other
vert
ramp.
skater guy? The Steve was it Steve?
Steve Jack.
Oh yeah, they had a
Yeah.
vert
Yeah.
ramp down at
Yeah.
St Clair.
Yeah,
He was
Bones
next
Brigade
level
went
as
down
well,
there.
Yeah.
super tech at
Yeah.
the time.
No, they ripped, man. The Dunedin crew were always really good, and they're in all the 3 videos. Oh, not the
and you
Blue Tile
probably
Lounge
helped
one.
progress them, right? Too.
I don't know. I was just
or they
filming
just-
them, and putting
they
them
were just
out
doing
there.
it. Yeah.
They were just hyped.
So that was the first.
Yeah, that was the first one. So the first one's a mishmash of all different sorts of footage. There's footage of New Lynn and Linfield, and that's
Kind of got sections though, eh? You've
yeah.
kinda tried to
It's all
keep
in
it
sections, and
all
that's the infamous one where we went to the Nationals, which was
Oh.
89 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the story of that trip. So it's me, Spittle, Lee Ralph, and this guy. What was his name?
I love this story.
Oh, okay.
I've seen
Tony
footage.
Rowe. He was just so by this
Right.
stage we had a crew and we're fucking drinking and we're getting fucking bent and crazy and shit. Roger Shepherd, the head of Flying Nun, he's like, I'm trying to get rid of this car. Does anyone want it? And it's a fucking Holden station wagon, this massive, nice car. Hasn't got a warrant, hasn't got a rego, but it runs really well. I said, shit, yeah, we're trying to get to the Nationals. So I'll take it to the Nationals. He said, sweet, come pick it up. picked it up, and it's this massive car, you know. It's like, okay, lads, Spittles had just built, it was either Birkenhead or Graffiti Junction, so he's cashed up. He's got like a couple of grand or something. He said, right, I'll finance it. I'll pay for the gas. Sweet, you know. So we set off. We go to Hamilton, skate there, stay the night. Next day, it's like, okay, we'll head for Wellington. We all want to get drunk and stuff, so we're like, fuck, we can't really get drunk and we'll pick up a hitchhiker and we'll get them to drive, you know. So we're just driving along middle of nowhere, coming up to Taupo, just see this fucking wild-looking Maori dude on the side of the road, and it's like, he's got his thumb out. It's like, fucking perfect. Yeah, get in, dude.
Bro.
Start talking to him. You know, I'm driving at this stage. And can you drive? And he's like, yeah, I can drive. You know, he didn't seem that confident, but yeah, I can drive. So we get him at the wheel, you know, and we're drinking like elephant beers, those really strong beers. And he's driving, he's not doing too bad, you know. And then fucking Lee's like, hey, bro, you want a beer? And he's like, yeah, sweet. So now we're giving the guy who can't really drive that well, we're giving him elephant beers, you know, 8% fucking really strong beers. And then somewhere in between, we decide to go to Taupo. No, we decide to go to Napier to skate that indoor park there.
Oh, yeah, skate to
Yeah.
Yeah, so we decide to go there, and we're just driving along the road, and this guy's going really fast, and I don't know what happened, but we just left the road and fucking just ate it, you know.
I always thought that the car broke down.
No, that was a full crash.
I didn't realize that either, because like, didn't you? I knew that you had like a broken axle.
Yeah,
but I never really got like
that's from the crash.
How it happened.
Yeah, so now we're fucking crashed in the middle of nowhere on the side of the road, you know.
Halfway to Napier.
Yeah, and fucking Lee and Mike just start fucking smashing the fucking car up, you know? They just pull out the boards and start breaking windows and stuff, and I'm just like, oh, fucking whatever, you know, like.
Better film it.
Yeah, better film it. So I got some footage.
So wait, so the car was also like painted?
It's painted in Rasta colours.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd painted it Rasta colours in Hamilton.
Yeah.
So we're sticking out like dog's balls, you know, like it's a fucking big
So
old...
I heard a story, there was money in the glove box.
That's the next thing, okay? So we're all drunk and out of it and fucking smashed up cars. So we just start hitching. Someone picks us up, takes us to Napier, and we're like, oh, okay, well, fuck, we'll get a hotel or do something. Where's the money, Mike? You know, he's like, fuck, I don't know where it is. Couldn't find the money. I think he'd left it in the car or like... So now we're in Napier, it's night time, we got no money, we don't really know anyone, it's just a fucking nightmare, you know. So we skate the indoor
Did you
park
get to
there.
the park?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
okay.
skated the park.
Larry Tozer.
Crazy park,
Did you stay there the night?
I can't really remember where we stayed that night.
You guys must have been pretty
might have
hammered.
We're just, you know, but the booze is starting to wear off and you got the hangover kicking in. You're getting fucked off with these people because they just broke your fucking car, you know. The hitchhiker disappeared. He'd long gone, you know. So it's just three of us with no money. So the next day, we're like, okay, fuck, we got to get to the Nationals, you know. So we hitchhiked to Wellington, get there in the night, got no money, nowhere to stay.
So the money, no one ever went back to check?
Nah, just gone, you know.
Write it off.
Get to Wellington, we got nowhere to stay. We got one sleeping bag between three of us. It's raining. We slept in a car park for the night, you know, sharing one fucking sleeping bag.
So there's like, isn't there footage of like Tony like asleep like in a
pool of vomit next to him,
next to him, and
that's in Napier, yeah.
And then someone puts a cigarette butt out in it.
Yeah, that's Napier. So we get to Wellington, stay the night in the car park. Fucking next day we turn up at the skate pit. That's cool, you know, because never been there, and it's like, fuck yeah. Skate the skate pit. Ended up meeting some young guy who's fanning out on Lee Ralph, you know. He said, oh, you guys can come stay at my house. And we're like, oh, fuck, sweet, you know. So we turn up at his house, and he's living with his parents, you know, and they've got quite a nice fucking place. So we last like 1 or 2 nights there before we fucked them off, and they've kicked us out.
Get them out of here.
Yeah. And then we hooked up with Doug Callagher.
Yeah, because that's where I was staying. Because I was like 15, and my mum let me get the bus by myself to Wellington and stay with Doug, like and like she had like his partner Crystal, like my mum rang and like spoke to her and like, is he gonna be okay? Like, and then I get down there and there's like people like smoking bongs in the kitchen and like there was a mini ramp inside and it was right next door to that big car park with the spiral all the way down, and we'd like, oh my God, that was like the, like being, that Nationals was so epic.
Yeah. The comp was really good. Everyone was skating really well. Fuck, we had this really good scam going. Spittles would be like, because they had the food cart there,
Yeah.
And he got onto this thing where he'd just loiter around and they'd say, 2 hamburgers and chips. And he'd be like, yeah, sweet, that's mine, So and Mike would come back and just be like, I got some food, And we were like, oh, excellent,
And then I was thinking these guys are pro skaters.
Lee had stuff from Vision and stuff. So he was selling like shoes and shit that, he had. So we'd get a bit more money and stuff. And then we had the comp, filmed quite a bit of the comp. And then I'm like, fuck this, I'm going to Dunedin, So I hitchhiked to Dunedin. But yeah,
left them there.
Yeah. But I was filming the whole time. Like that was my main thing. I had this big fucking camera with me that I was lugging around everywhere. But I'd always film. Like I'd stop in Christchurch. I knew a few people there and hooked up with the crew there and filmed a section there, So yeah, that was the first year Bo Video was just kind of
just a mishmash,
but stuff
on.
like that. It's fucking priceless footage,
Epic, yeah.
And that was where we first saw that guy Curtis Osborne, who was fucking ripping as well on the ramp.
He was so good at the Nationals, big
just
stale fishes,
blowing everyone away.
Yeah.
That's how
Baby
good he
Christian.
was.
Yeah.
So after that video, we went on to this next one. Somehow I'd hooked up with the Blue Tile Lounge, who were sponsoring a bunch of people that I was hanging around with or knew or whatever. Or
was this? Was that the one with Doug Kelleher?
Yeah. It's got Levi, Doug Kelleher, Jason Parks, Jeff Sanders.
Is it the Jeff Sanders one?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So they're all on the team, or was it just everyone? But
I think
maybe associated with Blue Tile.
Yeah, totally. And Blue Tile had done some ads with us, so we kind of had a little.
Was it Barry and
Barry Calvert?
We were hanging around with Barry, Varna.
Yeah,
it was a fucking mad crew.
Like Nathan Greenwood, but he wasn't. Somehow he didn't end up in any of the videos,
right.
did he?
Yeah, I don't know.
There was a few other guys that were like kind of early.
Yeah.
And then they sort of faded out and it was sort of like the ones that could have kept going and kept pushing,
How long did you film?
Mate, I can't remember. It must have been probably a year, maybe longer.
Because Something's Boiling, like I said, came out and it had footage.
I just kept filming the whole time.
When I was 15, like in the Nationals and stuff, and then the Blue Tile video came out, and I was like 14. That came out afterwards, like.
Yeah, it would have been a cut-off for when I just finished the Something's Boiling, but I just kept filming completely after that and maybe didn't make the Blue Tile Lounge run for another year or so. But
so you were out filming every weekend?
Well, kind of, just our posse. But Barry Calvert started hanging out with us and Varna.
Yeah.
So I filmed with those guys a lot and Jason Parks and stuff and Levi, I always knew he was fucking into filming or into skating. So I'd go out with him, And plus, like, all my friends were fucking bowl skaters and stuff. Like, we weren't really into street skating, but it was all changing, Like, it was all coming into street skating.
Because
it was
if you hadn't documented, like, especially like that, Something's Boiling, and like, because it wasn't until like those sort of, like the eye candy sort of phase that other people started having smaller cameras and but you had that window where it was like cameras were huge, like size wise they were huge, and so no one had them, like you look like a TV camera.
I know.
You're filming directly onto VHS tape. Right?
Yeah, SVHS, Super VHS, slightly better quality.
At what point did you work out to hold the camera down low?
I don't know.
Because
the classic one is I'm filming with it on my shoulder, but I'm crouching. I'm crouching down. Yeah. Like in some shots, you can see my shadow, and I'm like fucking crouched down with this big camera.
Dude, the knees.
And it was like, I've got to get a fisheye, and I'd get a fisheye, but it'd be completely the wrong size. So I'd make like an adapter out of cardboard and have it all gaffer taped on the front, But pretty primitive filming techniques. But
so that one was 91. What was that one called? I can't. No.
Something's boiling.
Something's
was the first
boiling,
one.
and the
Jeff
blue
Sanders,
tile
no.
lounge one's called Out There.
Out there, yeah,
Yeah.
out there. Jeff
Yeah.
Sanders.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that whole video is epic, but I remember seeing the Jeff Sanders part.
Yeah.
and, like,
because I didn't really know him or anything,
yeah,
you know,
he's
and
a pretty elusive character.
yeah, and they were like, "Oh, we're sponsoring this guy. You got to film him." So I somehow got his fucking phone number
Because
from
he was
somewhere.
on Cheapskates, and like, because there's a photo of like some of the riders in Blue Tile Lounge, and it's like the Blue Tile Lounge team photo, and he's wearing a Cheapskate shirt.
Yeah.
And it was like he was like just freshly poached.
Right,
And
right.
Did he win the nationals down in Parapara Umu and then?
I don't know. I
film
wasn't
the
at that
section?
national.
Maybe he was.
I don't
Because
know.
he was cheapskates down there. And
There
what
was
year
like those
that?
Princess Wolf comps as well, and he
Yeah.
skated in them and was super good.
No, you know the nationals that you came down with. Lee?
Yeah.
It was the one previous to that.
Okay, I didn't go to that one.
So he
Down in
he
Wellington.
won that,
Right,
and then so you would have filmed it maybe a year and a half later,
right.
roughly.
I didn't know the dude.
Yeah.
I rang him up and arranged to meet him somewhere
I feel,
on the shore, you know.
yeah. Well, I went with you.
Right,
Like, so that was like,
Was
'cause
that-
we went to that
that-
school,
right.
and like, and he was wearing that yellow trucker hat and the red
Yeah.
flannel. He looked like Ed
That's-
Templeton.
Takapuna.
And, like-
The first thing I think I filmed with him was nighttime in like Takapuna, where he does the mute. He's doing like fucking. I think he did a mute grab over a bench or something. Anyways, fuck, I hadn't seen like really consistent street skating like that before. 'Cause
Yeah.
dudes
He
I
was
was
on
filming
another
with,
level.
it would take them 100 times to fucking land a trick. You know, like I was just like fucking using so much tape, just filming them bailing for hours until they made it. You know. We go out with him. He's making everything first or second try, you know, like
Well,
and
you
doing
can tell,
gnarly
like,
shit.
He's got the same outfit and a lot of his
Yeah,
photos.
yeah,
That
yeah.
blue tile section is like maybe filmed in like 2 or 3 days.
2 or 3 days, yeah.
Who? His one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
really?
that yellow
was
trucker
epic.
hat day, he filmed like
Oh yeah.
that
He was
day
doing all those
especially.
crazy manuals and stuff.
He just did all that like in a few hours. Like we went to that other spot with the
Yeah.
bank, and like, and he was,
That's right.
yeah, and I was just like, I think I just ended up sitting down and
Yeah,
watching,
right.
like
right.
just because I was like,
yeah. There's nighttime footage on Queen Street where he ollies up onto this bench and then does a
over
mute
into the
grab
street.
over the fucking
Yeah.
thing.
He
over the concrete wall.
I remember seeing that for the first time, and I heard some stories that Dave Crabb had seen the footage and was trying to get him on H Street
Right.
or something like that. But it was like, when you look at it, and at that time it was like, this guy could be pro. in
Yeah,
the States.
totally.
And then just the whole section is like,
Yeah,
amazing
yeah.
for
That
the
was
time.
really good fun to film because he was just making everything and going for
And
it.
he was super tall, like
Mate,
for his age.
all 3 times I filmed him, I maybe only said a few sentences to him. He was kind of a bit quiet, or he didn't really want
Yeah.
to talk, or something. I don't know, but fuck, he was ripping.
Yeah.
You know, that's some of the best street skating I ever filmed. You know,
dude, it was at the point he was probably on par with like Jeremy Klein or whoever was hot
yeah,
in the
yeah.
States.
It was
He
all that
like-
time. You know, like when videos were big, so everyone's getting the latest stuff from the States pretty fucking fast. You know.
Yeah, and I think Jeff, because like I think he was born in America, like he's over there now, and like, so I think he was probably going to America and getting product and
Right.
like, and just kind of, I think he sort of knew a bit more what was going on
Right.
than a lot of other people.
I've seen like recently or a few years ago, he said that's his favorite fucking section that he filmed.
Yeah.
So that was
It's-
cool.
It's my favorite. It's probably one of my. If I was to pick any New Zealand parts that had come out, that would be
Right.
in the top 3.
Yeah. What a dude.
From now,
What a ripper.
to way back then.
Because he kind of skated better on a bigger board.
Yeah.
I felt like some of the other sections, like on Eye Candy and stuff, when he's like got the super big jeans and like,
The wheels was too.
and it's
small.
like his wheels
Yeah,
are too
yeah,
small
yeah.
and the board's like not getting off the ground, and like I feel like he was popping things a lot higher and like catching them nicer
Right.
Yeah,
on a
Bigger
bigger
board.
board.
100%.
Yeah. So the third video we did was called Eye Candy, and that was, I don't know, fucking just
Is that like
another.
92?
Yeah, just another mishmash.
92, and
Everyone's on the
probably what
tiny
came out
wheels.
in 93.
I can't quite remember offhand, but yeah, around that time. And that's got
Yeah.
Stu Kendall in it. Fucking skating pretty good. We skated with him at Linfield and stuff. I hadn't
Yeah.
seen him for a long time.
It was good how it's still like, it had like kind of because you had like your sort of bowl old school crew, and then you were filming the street skating, so it had everything.
Yeah. Yeah, that was probably the best, I don't know, filming or whatever. And I don't know. Yeah, it's a cool vid, and it's got some music videos in it. I was starting to make music videos and stuff, so I put some of them in it. Same deal. We were just running off VHS copies and selling them mail order and putting them in Cheapskates and Blue Tile Lounge or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was a cool time. And you're also like, did you film with like, because you filmed a lot with like Jake Walls?
Yeah, he was just one of our posse from fucking Ponsonby and stuff. I was always flatting around there, and we had just this slightly fucking crazy crew that we'd skate with, you know, and everyone's unemployed and stuff, and well, we all were, but...
Well, Jake was a kid.
Yeah, he was like younger than us, but
15,
he was just
like
part of the
16 or
crew,
something.
yeah.
Was he one of the faves? I see that he's got 2 covers.
He got 2 covers on
back
both.
to back
I think that's when street skating was really sort of hitting, and he was just sort of our mate that we knew who could skate street. So it's like, hey, Jake, can we come and film a photo with you?
I remember like some of I won't mention their names, but some of the guys I was skating with would be like, oh, you know, like, you shouldn't go filming with Andrew Moore, because, you know, like he'll just try and make you do stuff down real big things so he can like fill up his slam section. And because you'd go out with Jake and Jake, like, I remember like sacking himself on that telecom rail, and like,
oh dude, that was gnarly.
and like there was another one where he got his foot like caught between a pole and a wall or something, and like there are a few slams, and like in retrospect, I think the people who were saying that to me, like,
wishing they would get.
were kind of like, well, like, you know, they were kind of like the Flatland Manual sort of crew, and like, and they're like, oh, you know, you don't want to go, don't go and like do hammers with like,
Right.
Yeah. Let's talk about this. Seeing as I've got the mag open, I remember the day so well. Going out with your brother. Was it your brother shooting?
Yeah, my brother Phil. Yeah, he was into photography.
Was the photographer. We'll scan this in. It was kind of done in one day, which is I actually tried to do an interview for Aussie Skateboarder, and I asked them if I could do it all in one day, just to punch it out, but they weren't feeling it.
That's how
They
it
wanted
worked,
to, yeah. But this one here, I remember it. And then I think I remember doing the interview inside your car and busting out the questions.
Yeah, a little tape recorder or something.
Yeah. It was classic. But
I know. See, we probably didn't even really know you very well. It's just like, oh, okay, we've got to get Shay in there, you know.
Maybe from the Nationals, I guess this looked like it was maybe a few years after that.
Shot the whole thing in one day on the North Shore.
Yeah, that's awesome, though.
that was pretty standard, I think. Like, you know, you just like smash it out. It was sort of like, oh yeah, we've got to do an interview. Oh yeah, do it in one day. Or like, we're going to film a part. So yeah, like do it in like 3 days.
Chapter 7, this was were you writing for these? You would have been writing for Chapter 7.
I was writing for Chapter 7 then, probably. Like, because...
Are you in here?
I don't know. I haven't looked at those mags for so long. But yeah, that was... Yeah, because Chapter 7 wasn't around long, and so... If there's an ad in there, then it was... I was writing for them.
Yes, we
Mike
did.
McGill's company after he left Powell.
We did 6 issues of the fanzine. And yeah, towards the end, we tried to sort of make it free and do a lot more and take the rough edges off, and it didn't really work that well. It was better when it was rawer, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think this was definitely... When did New Zealand Skateboarder come out? Was that kind
I
of...
think that was going at the same time.
Earlier than this, eh?
Yeah.
Maybe just a year or two before.
Yeah, that was going at the same time.
I guess yours is probably... I always thought yours was more kind of like Thrasher, sort of lent
I
towards
know, we were
Thrasher,
trying to... Like, the earlier ones are fucking pretty raw, and we're kind of slagging people off and, I don't know, kind of making enemies.
Yeah.
But the good thing is we had, like, Spittle and Lee and stuff, and they were, like... Spittle's, like, my favourite skater. Because, yeah, he's just so naturally good. Like, you see him on a board, he just looks really
I've
fucking
never
smooth.
really seen him skate in real
Mate,
life
seeing
too
him
much.
skate in person, because he'd been over in Aussie for quite a while and skating lots of vert and lots of bowls and skating a lot.
Yeah.
And he came back here and he was just unemployed, and we started hanging out and fuck, he's a big drinker, you know, like he's just a bit of a crazy bastard, you know. But he could skate so good, and I was just filming him all the time. So I've got lots of footage of him,
I've
you know.
footage of him in Yulin and kind of like him doing the air over the kind of like
In the snake, and in the snake,
just carving up and like, he definitely. I guess his size too was kind of like.
I know, fuck, he just had a real good pump, you know,
could tuck
like
into those.
And then we go to a vert ramp, and he'd skate that really good, you know. He could just kind of skate any transition really good.
It was so cool, like growing up, and that point when I started, like Spittle came back from Australia or whatever, and he just, you know, like he'd just go up into a frontside pivot on an extension or whatever, and he'd just sit on it so nice, and it was just like, I was like, oh man, like I don't even care about these other like I'm happy to do like a frontside pivot.
Yeah,
like
big stand up grinds, Smiths and stuff. Fuck, he was a good skater.
Yeah,
and he was just always with. I was always with him, so I'd always have the camera and just film him in lots of different places, you know.
Oh yeah, like at like Linfield, like you'd be there like skating in some slippers.
Oh yeah, borrowed board. You know, he didn't have a board a lot of the time. He'd always fucking sell his boards, and he was sort of this company, Oceanside Imports. You guys might know. They did all Santa Cruz, and it was Colin Brown's father, I think, who was an old school skater.
Bill Brown.
And he sponsored, or not sponsored, but he flowed a lot of dudes, you know. So
I got some
Spittle and stuff would go out there, and he'd come back with all these boards, and he'd just sell them all straight away, and just spend the money on booze and stuff.
Yeah,
and then not have a board to ride.
Rockstar.
He'd always
so
be
I'd lend him my board and stuff.
I remember reading it was like a checkout in like a Transworld, and Lance Mountain had written it, and it was, and I remember like maybe it said something that he was from New Zealand, and that was kind of my introduction, like in Hawke's Bay, Transworld, Spittle from New Zealand, and Lance Mountain had, and it was kind of something funny. There was some
they
sort of
were taking the
there,
piss.
like,
I think
like
Lee had sort of put Lee and Gregor had put them onto it and fucking saying he's a little Indian or something.
Damn, that's a rare photo of Varna Edhouse on that magazine.
Yeah, Varna at Birkenhead.
He's launching a pretty big ollie in that picture.
What happened to him?
Don't know what happened to Varna. Last I heard, he was a parking warden.
I
heard he was a bus driver.
His dad was a bus driver, because we'd always because I was always skating in the city, and I'd always get the bus, and whenever I'd get on his bus, he'd always like let me on for free. And but Varna had the ARA,
he had the jacket.
Auckland Regional Authority
He's skating
jacket.
in an ARA jacket.
And so he'd skate in that jacket, and then, but he was he kind of was quite a big dude, and he put on like a bit of weight.
Yeah.
And he'd slam and he'd get swellbows.
Real
and,
gnarly
he
slams.
He just kept getting like real bad injuries, and then I think he just kind of faded. And because he was sort of like my older bro who drove me around everywhere. I was like the grommet, you know. And
he kind of I remember going to the Nationals, the one that Jeff Sanders had won, and he was there, and he was kind of like Nardis to me. He looked like Nardis.
He was the full Nardis.
Similar sort of tricks, and I was like, oh, who's this guy?
And he taught me about like Dogtown and like slappies. Like it was the first person I seen do like slappy grinds and feeble slappies. And
what was his nationality? He kind of was he like
Varna Edhouse.
I don't know.
Sounds German.
Yeah. Like he's sort of got like a sort of Eastern European, or like blonde German. But his dad was like super nice, and Varna's super nice. Like, and
he's quiet, eh?
And then but then he became like he was a parking warden, and then I think he was like a card dealer or something at the casino.
Right.
He did that for a while, and then last thing I saw, he was like I don't know, he's probably still a parking warden. Like I just will like randomly see him when I'm like skating around the city or whatever, and like, you know,
giving out tickets.
He's kind of got that, like he's always had like a bit of a passive aggressive like sense of humor, or like, you know, like a little bit like, you know, if you annoy him, then he'll make your life hell. So
find your car down the street.
Yeah, no offense to Varna, but a slightly strange dude.
Yeah, he was always a bit like sort of.
What about Barry?
Barry was fucking good, but he was one of these dudes. It'd just take him so long to land a trick, you know. Like I'd just be filming for fucking ages, and he'd be doing. But he's the first dude I saw 50-50 or a handrail, which was pretty fucking gnarly. Med school,
yeah.
You know,
because I'd see the videos of everyone like that you'd make, and then I'd be like, when I see the dudes, I'd be like, oh shit, that's the guy, you know.
Right, yeah.
And, whenever you see a video of someone, you're kind of like, you know, you put them up here, But then in real life, they were good, but just like
Yeah.
having someone document your skating just kind of like maybe put you on a little bit higher of a pedestal.
Yeah, he was one of the dudes that always fucking complaining, oh, this is out of date. Don't put this in your video. I'm like, fuck off, this is rad, Like, oh, no, it's not fucking current or whatever.
Yeah.
But once we came to, like, I said, the video's nearly finished, he sort of started fucking busting out a bit.
He had some cool shit at the square.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah,
He did, and I think, I don't know, it seemed like you filmed with him quite a bit. Like,
Yeah.
Was
Like
he your
he
favorite?
was-
Well,
Who were
no,
your
it's just we were
favourites?
hanging out with him. We were
Yeah.
just friends with him. But fucking Spittle and those guys would just be giving him shit the whole time. I don't know. It was a fucking pretty strange time,
They were like,
but he could skate
skaters
everything.
against
He
street
could skate
skaters.
everything.
Yeah,
hard,
we
'cause,
took
like,
him to Linfield and he's doing ollies over the channel and
Yeah.
sort of stale fishes and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
he could skate anything. He was good.
Yeah.
Real fucking bad temper, Like, he's one of these guys that just fucking spaz out and starts smashing his board and fucking screaming.
Why? Off the handle.
Few of those. Oh, Parksy. Shout out Jason Parks.
Oh, yeah. He was the ultimate temper.
Yeah.
I remember, like, just, like, taking his helmet off and, like, smashing it. And,
Yeah.
like, he kind of made me want to have, like, get angry. Like,
Right.
because I think I really like that sort of aggressive style of skateboarding.
Yeah.
Like grinding concrete and, like, even
Spittle
though I
was
couldn't
like
even
that.
skate bowls, but,
Spittles was like that as well. He'd have these freakouts where he'd smash his board and start screaming. It's like, oh, fuck, what do I do now? Do I keep filming or do you want to chill for a bit or what,
I think like in the Blue Tile video, there's like, it opens with like Jason Parks having like a tantrum
Right,
at Graffiti
yeah.
Junction.
Yeah.
How sick was Graffiti Junction? You
Yeah,
mentioned it
yeah.
before, and like
I know.
it's in like the Blue Tile video, like because I was just talking to Bodie, what's his name? Bjorn.
Oh,
Angles.
Bjorn from Switch Tees, and they're building a skate park and a church in like Newmarket, like an indoor setup or something. And
You're having flashbacks to graffiti.
no, I said to him, there used to be, I was like, Graffiti Junction Part 2, and he was like, huh? And I was like, because a lot of people don't really know that there was like, and where that
it probably
BP
wasn't
station
there that
was
long.
on Khyber Pass was like a full, like that whole block was like a big warehouse, and it was
The block's still there. I remember. I used to live on that street.
no, it's
Isn't it?
it's where the BP was, because like
Okay.
McCall Street. It was on the corner of McCall and Khyber.
yeah, I just remember because
Up from
it was
BP.
like it didn't have, you walked straight up the stairs from the street, whereas that other one
okay.
that's still there is like got the sort of, you drive in and you can
Yeah,
park
oh,
in the
is that
front.
right?
So it was, I think it was definitely where the BP was. And I think that it was kind of pretty run down, and that's why they let them have it as a skate park. But it was like, it had like the triple spine, like a spine, like, so 3 ramps, like a spine, and then like a fun box with humps over the side. And it was all like MDF or masonite, or I
It was
don't know.
really well. Like, that was another Spittle. Fucking, he built that,
Yes, I
He
helped
did a
him.
really
I helped
good
him
job.
build that. Like,
Best vert ramp, eh?
I mean, there are a few dodgy bits in it. I remember there was like
Oh,
some
mate.
bits that like
There's a
broke,
bit
and
yeah.
like there was like some bits where it had like some like he had
Snapped,
like broken like
The sheets
beams
were
and
too
stuff
tight.
that
yeah, totally. You're real tight
like he
tranny
tried
as
to
well.
stretch
and
it, because it was real tight and like the coping was quite big. But
How long did that last? Was it there for a few?
Can't have been there
and
that
then there
long.
was the Cheapskates ramp, the mini ramp that was in Cheapskates,
Got moved
and they
down
put
to
that in there.
with
Yeah.
the setback.
That was a
And
extension.
they-
sick ramp.
And they added some flat bottom because in Cheapskates it was kind
Okay.
of restricted, like the space that they had. So it didn't have much flat bottom. But then they put it there and it was just a little bit tighter than Greyland Ramp. And it had the setback extension. There's that sick footage of like Maury skating it, and
Yeah.
and I skated as well.
That's where I get a good trick. I do a rock and roll up the extension.
Oh yeah, you had good rock and rolls on that extension. And that was
Yeah.
that
No,
was
that's
knocked
sick
over
park.
a bottle.
Stu Kendall on that ramp.
Skate and revert on it. Yeah. Does a big mick twist.
Dude, he did like his ears to fake it.
Yeah.
Like, he was another guy that was, he was like a Jeff Sanders of vert.
Yeah,
You know,
totally.
he was on doing crazy shit at a point in time where like he was on level
Yeah,
of
so smooth and
states,
just
yeah.
doing
Well, he was
really
doing,
big
when I
ears.
first met him, like we're the same age, and he was doing ollie blunts on vert, he had like a mini Tony Hawk or whatever, and he was just like fully in that. Like
That was the Parapara Umu Nationals.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
did that there.
yeah, he went there because that was just after I'd kind of met him, and he was like skating only hunger and like and those ramps, and it was like no one else, especially no one was doing. I don't think was
Blunts
doing
and
ollie
fakey.
blunts on vert, and Maury wasn't even. I think he was overseas, and yeah, and
He
that-
was one of those guys that would like try something and like take it to the last second, like and like take a slam. You know, he'd
Yeah.
be like on and like stick it till the bail. You know,
Yeah.
like he'll make or break. You know, he'd just try and hold on. It just seemed
He's
like he
one
was
of yeah.
fearless.
He's like a fucking natural, you know. Some
Yeah.
dudes
Yeah.
you just see him and it looks effortless, you know. He's
Kind
kind
of
of
not
like that.
thinking that. It's just kind of natural, and then
he'd
almost
just hang
like,
everything off like frontside ollies, like it would just be hanging off his back foot, like his foot would be.
Yeah,
You know, you like tilt your front foot for an ollie, but then he'd like kind of bone it and tilt his back foot the
yeah.
other way. So it was like the tail was hanging off, and he'd ride those
Yeah.
Santa Cruz boards that usually had like that little extra
Yeah.
kink at the end of the tail, and like, man, he'd just use it. Like
he was just
so
fearless and
nice.
just
Yeah.
kinda like
and he
make-
got hooked up by Santa Cruz, or he
Yeah.
started getting, like, he was in one of
Because
their
he was on
videos or something.
Oceanside, and then he went to America. Because I think didn't he go to Europe and like do well in the
Right.
like Munster or something?
I'm not sure, but he was a ripper.
But no, those were epic times, and so you filmed a lot of stuff at Graffiti Junction, and there was like I don't know, like, I remember there'd be like because they had like arcade games there and stuff as well, and there'd always be like someone would be on the door, and they'd just have to deal with the constant barrage of people trying to get in free and like hustling them, but there was actually there was a few skate parks that you documented, other ones that a lot of people don't know about, like Skate Terrain,
Yeah.
like because you filmed
That was,
you
yeah.
filmed like Nick Bennett and a few other people at like
Yeah.
because that was in like a few places. That was in like 2 different places in Grey Lynn, and was it Steve
Yeah. Steve Burrell.
Burrell, Dead Fish, because did he
Yes.
draw the original Dead Fish
Yeah.
graphic for
Yeah, he did.
for Edwards.
He did. And then he just opened up this indoor park. It was really fucking sick. It was in Richmond Road, down where Faro is now, kind of thing.
Yeah, it was. I think it's like there's a hair salon, and it was like a demolition,
Yeah.
like a scrap yard or so, like a secondhand scrap shop, and then they overhauled it. But I remember going in there when it was like a demo yard, and like going, oh shit, this is
Yeah.
Skate Terrain, and then because then it was on Great North Road,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
Chinaman's Hill.
Yeah. I know. Crazy times. Like, he managed to fucking keep it going for a while. We'd always turn up with just no money. And it's like, oh, Steve, can we skate? Oh, shit. Have you got any money? No, we haven't got any money. We got some weed, though. Do you want some weed? Oh, yeah, okay. So that was the session,
That's
you know?
pretty much every skate park. It's
Yeah.
just like running just on a woolly rag.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess like those warehouses were probably pretty derelict, and Grey Lynn at that time was not like
Yeah.
it is now.
Yeah.
Like they were sort of like empty warehouses that were run down, and they probably couldn't fill them. So I guess he just sort of hunted around till he found somewhere, and
Yeah.
Did that place move to a couple spots?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, a couple times.
Same ramps. I just take them somewhere else.
Yeah.
yeah, because there was that mini ramp, and it was like really banked, and it
Yeah.
was like
It's kind of mellow.
it almost felt like you were skating a vert ramp that had been cut down or something. Like
Yeah. I'd
but
love
it
to have
was-
a really good wall ride there, like a quarter pipe up against
Oh,
a big
yeah.
concrete wall. I got some good fucking. I got a good photo of me doing a wall ride on that thing.
Yeah.
sick. Yeah, and there was that like that spine quarter.
Yeah.
They had like the one coping, and I think like that was
Nick Bennett did a 1 foot tail grab.
Yeah, he was ripping, Nick. That
and
was
those
cool.
and the like handrail with the double coping, like, and you could kind of move it. You could kind of move it around and like make it higher or lower. So like
Yeah.
I remember like learning like frontside 5-0s down that and frontside board slides, and just being like just do it over and over again.
Well, I saw some on your YouTube channel. You've got a few like I think it's like Devonport or something like that. And I
Yeah,
remember seeing some footage of
Devonport mini ramp.
There was a
Yeah.
ramp over. It was sort of.
it was kind of
sort of in between a mini and a fucking vert ramp. It didn't
Was it
quite
about
have
like
vert.
7 or 8 foot?
They had some good skaters over there.
And it was like Super Bank, like Arlo Barnett,
Arlo,
Yeah.
I was about
And,
to say Arlo.
Brent Treadaway. And
Yeah.
there was a few guys because Varna would like drive me over there, and I remember like, and it was like you could just ollie as hard as you could and as high as you could, and like you'd never land flat bottom.
Yeah,
like it was
yeah.
kind of, there were a lot of ramps in Auckland that were like that were so mellow, and they taught you like really bad habits. Like
What I
'cause-
liked about that time is like you'd hear about a ramp in fucking Otara or somewhere, and you'd all be like, "Oh, sweet, we were going to Otara," you know. And you just turn up, and it'd be the sketchiest, fucked up ramp, you know.
Is this a council ramp or someone's
Nah,
backyard?
just random ones. There was one in like, was it Remuera? I don't know. Just these
there
random
was, like,
ramps you'd
Remuera was,
hear about. You just turn up, and there'd be a fucking bit of a scene happening, and you could kind of skate it, you know.
Yeah,
You're like, because I remember like when I first started going to Selwyn, like I started hearing about like people that had like in Meadowbank there was like a vert ramp, like,
yeah.
and there was like 2 vert ramps in Meadowbank and like in sort of richer kids' backyards.
Yeah, totally. I love that time.
Yeah, like I
And,
sort
and
of
you could kind of get a pass just because you skated.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
there were
totally.
there
Just
weren't
rock
many
up and they'd be
skaters there.
king,
It was
you
just
know?
like, yeah, I skate, you skate, let's
yeah,
skate.
but you were probably rolling with like the good skaters. Like if you're a grommet, then
I
like
know, but lots of times I just had the fucking drunken,
just didn't
crazy
like you,
fuckers
bro.
with me, you
you
know.
just
Like
didn't like me.
I just had like badass dudes with me, you know, and we'd turn up. There's a classic one. We turned up to skate this ramp in Remuera, and this dude I know Manu had told me about it. The guy's like, "Oh, who told you about it?" "Oh, my mate Manu," you know. It's like, just sounded real sketchy, you know. Yeah. He said we could skate here. It's all good, you know, and they'd have like a chain on it or something,
nah.
you know.
Yeah, I remember like in Hastings there was a vert ramp too, and we were all skating at the library back down there, and then everyone's, "Oh, let's go to blah blah blah's mini ramp, vert ramp." So we all skate over there. Dudes went home. We just went into the backyard and started skating that. It was like, that's what it was like, hey.
Fucking Jason Parks always had really good ramps, and Sunny Nook.
Yeah.
He lived
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah, I
There
remember
was
going
yeah,
there
because the
once.
Shore had them too. Like because I think Jeff Sanders had like
Right.
a spine ramp in his
It
backyard.
was a good
'cause
time.
I remember wagging school with Troy Ranger and Nathan Greenwood and Anthony Archer, and I was like, oh my god, I'm like hanging with the cool guys, and
Dropping names.
we drove to the Shore, and like, and Anthony's car like the tire blew out on the motorway, and like swerved off the road, and like, you know, I'm like wagging school, and like, and then we had to walk across the motorway, and like, he had to go and like. Oh man, it was a mission, and we ended up like going to Jeff's, and he wasn't there, and like there was no one there, and we sort of went in the backyard and had a look at the ramp, and like, and then I think we tried. It was like it had been raining, and it was all like dilapidated and stuff, but we ended up like just I think
They're
leaving.
always fucked in some way. They're always
Yeah.
fucking falling to pieces.
Did you get to spend a little bit of time with Lee over his, skateboard
Yeah,
career?
yeah, when he-
You kind of seen
When
the
he came
progression?
back, we were sort of hanging around quite a bit. Yeah, fuck.
Tell us a
still
little
had
bit
it, you
about
know.
your times with him. I guess he's
Okay,
kind of like got some monumental stories.
Well, we sort of bonded because he was really into playing guitar and stuff, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
always had lots of guitars around the place, so he'd just be fucking going on.
He
that.
told me he was the best guitarist in the world one time, and I was like, really?
Yeah,
And I was just like-
a big fucking claim, but
He
he
was
could
making a
definitely
big claim,
play.
and I was like, really? Electric
Yeah.
guitar or acoustic?
No, we just hung out with him, and I'd always have a flat, and he'd stay there. And even over the years after that, you know, you just get a random phone call. "Andy, I'm in Auckland. Can I come and stay with you?" I was like, yeah, sweet,
Yeah.
man. Turn up, you know. Yeah, fucking good dude, you know. Like, he's always carving, you know, and
He's the man.
we'd just give him cups of tea and weed, and he'd just keep carving, you know. But yeah, I skated with him a bit at Birkenhead when they first made the vert ramp there.
Yeah, he was wild there.
Fucking hell. Like, I remember standing on the platform, he did a Madonna, and the whole fucking ramp just shook, you know, and he sort of wasn't skating all the time, but when he did, he was still fucking really good, you know.
Was
Like,
it
he
after
had
he'd
all
come
his
back?
tricks down,
Yeah.
you know, fast
Yeah.
plants and stuff, you know. It was like, fuck.
You'd hear stories that'd be like, Lee Ralph was at Birkenhead and he was skating in Doc Martens or
Yeah,
something like.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember him coming through Hawke's Bay and same thing. Like, I never got to see him skate, but everyone was just like, the whole town was talking. Lee Ralph was here.
Yeah. There's a classic one in the New Zealand skating mag. Our old band, the Beads, they interviewed us and they were like, oh, what do you think about New Zealand skating? I was talking about New Zealand skating. And they said, what do you think about the mag? And I was like, oh, this is before I knew Lee. I was like, oh, there's too many photos of Lee Ralph in it. You know, like, I was kind of dissing him.
Did he see it?
I don't
Did he
know.
read it?
Yeah, I don't think he ever said anything. Yeah.
Who else was kind of like big, kind of around that same time, sort of like?
Well, Maury and those dudes, you know, were like the main vert guys, but
Yeah.
we had just like our real kind of fucking munter crew, you know.
Maury was pretty sort of straight, and
He was pretty
kinda like-
straight, you know, and Lee and Maury and those guys, they all had their little beefs going from fucking before my time kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
So, but
So I
Spittle,
think
Spittle was kind of the main dude.
Was Lee quite sort of hard on Maury, like
Oh, yeah,
like-
totally.
because he was like fully straight edge and like
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
drink
yeah,
and like
yeah.
was
Who,
if
Maury
other people
was,
were
or-
drinking, no, like Lee Ralph
Oh,
was,
yeah, I know he was that. Yeah.
and like I just remember Maury sort of saying that.
Yeah, there was all sorts of little beefs going the whole time, you know. We'd be dissing them and fucking slagging them off and whatever.
It's like thrashing.
I know, but since got to be pretty good friends and fucking
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of respect for those dudes, you know, like
Yeah,
it's just different time.
I think the '90s was a pretty like gnarly time for skateboarding and like you know like the sort of backlash against the old school and
Yeah,
the new
totally.
school and like
Yeah.
you know it was like there was yeah.
You must have seen like a progression of skateboarding, like from your dad making boards to kind of when it got through to the early 90s, how it kind of like sort of like changed and then
Yeah.
kind of got to a point where, okay, this is what a board should be like. I always kind of wig out because I kind of came in around 80, 88, 89. It was kind of like still kind of like Santa Cruz, like Jeff Kendall's and stuff like that. And then about 4 years, it kind of went to like a pop school shape. 4
Yeah.
or 5 years. So it kind of like changed drastically in a short period of time. And even like the progression of skateboarding went kind of bananas. Like I think me and Levi probably, and probably you, but you're probably like a little bit earlier than us. Just the progression of the tricks and like if you try and compare it to another sport or
I know.
something else, like it seemed like the curve just went up. So
That's the awesome
so
thing
quick.
about skating is it's fucking always changing.
And then
or there's
like
always,
I'm stoked that I was kind of in it at that point. You know, like we got into it like when like ollies were only just coming out.
yeah.
And then all of a sudden, 360 flip, tray flips, ollie impossibles, handrails, and then to where it is now, it's kind of like it did a sharp incline. You know.
Yeah, like it must be crazy now for kids like coming in and it's like you know, because we was sort of like
The
you know
starting point is like so
Oh,
when
beyond.
street
mate,
skating was
yeah.
blowing up and we were like going, oh fuck the old school, you know, like and whatever and like you know don't grab your board and like you got to flip your board and stuff. So I sort of wonder what the kids are like now. Like are they like
I know.
do they look at us and go like oh yeah that's that those are those old dudes like they always go on about the 90s and like you know like
I
and
know.
think that you know
I
they
think it's a
like
little bit
90s
of-
hip hop and you know
It's kind of a mix though now. Like it's, you know, dudes are doing like wacky tricks and it's kind of, you know, there's people bonelessing and no compliers is cool. It's kind of like, it's a bit of everything now. There's
What
not
goes
so
around
much
comes
like-
around.
there's
eh?
definitely I feel like there's
Fucking-
definitely like a real like sort of east I say east like east coast of America style like you know like Eastern exposure sort of
slappy
thing going
roll
along like
on.
people are riding sort of like wider wheels and they're skating really rough spots and like doing kind of real difficult tricks on
think,
difficult spots that
Yeah, it seems like everything's kind of fanning out. Whereas before there was like, okay, this is where we're going. And if you're not on it, we're going to
Yeah,
give
totally.
you shit. But then now it's
Yeah.
kind of like branching out. in all
Anything goes now.
directions.
It's good.
And it's
well,
Yeah.
then you've got like the contrast, I guess, to what I was just talking about is the Olympics, sort of, you know, like super tech, super big, super consistent, like, you know, it's pretty like kind of jockey, you know, like skateboarding's pretty
I
jock
suppose
now.
that's the good thing about skating is you can never quite tell what's going to fucking happen or what's going to blow up
I
or
feel
who's,
like it just
you know?
corrects itself every
Yeah,
so
totally.
often, you know, it'll kind of something will happen and it'll.
It's always
it
just
cool.
been fun, I suppose, eh? That's the main thing. It's just good fun skating.
Yeah, totally.
And what goes around comes around. It's fucking...
So like after the sort of yearbow, like once you sort of finished up, didn't you? Like you sort of stopped putting out the mags and you sort of stopped filming, and then you went on. Did you like sort of have a break and then you did kind of come back into it with the TV thing, or?
Yeah, well, this random meeting with this dude in this bar, and he told me about this footage of me as a kid.
Of you and yeah.
That ended up to me getting a job with this TV program, Primo Freerider. And he was like, okay, well, I started just freelancing and doing like little stories for them about comps and different skaters and stuff. And then they said, well, here's a contract. Do you want to come and work for us for 6 months or something? And I was like, oh, fuck yeah, quit my job and just went and did that for 6 months.
Yeah.
It was fucking the best job I've ever had, you know? Like it was
I know, I was
cool.
hyped when you got on that.
Yeah,
I was like,
okay.
that's my ins. I was like,
We were out on the shoot filming at nighttime. I remember, like, you know, it was cool. It was like lights, cameras.
And it's like Monday morning, okay, the show's on Sunday. What do we got this week? And it's like, okay, well, I reckon we should go and film fucking Shay doing something. You know, okay, cool. Go and do it. Here's a crew. So I just go out and film some stuff.
Was it skate? Or
it was skateboarding, surfing, and
sports,
snowboarding.
Yeah,
so I ended up fucking filming snowboarding, which I'd never even been in the snow.
Yeah.
Just like all these crazy things. It was pretty full on, but it was fucking good money and stuff. Like I was getting paid really well, and just had a kid, and it was a really good job. So yeah, I was doing that for a while, but at the same time I was making like music videos and dabbling with
what
fucking other stuff.
What bands were you working with?
3Ds and
Awesome. I love 3Ds.
Love's Ugly Children, just a bunch of South Island bands, and made about 20, 25 music videos, you know?
Yeah.
So then I think the fucking Dogtown movie came out.
Yeah.
And we were hyped on that. And then Tony Hallam got a hold of me from Australia and said, hey, check this footage out. And he'd had all this footage transferred that his dad had filmed, who was a really good just amateur photographer, you know.
Yeah.
And he'd shot all the Super 8 from Skatetopia.
Wow.
I was like, fuck, we got to do something with this footage. We were originally going to make a short film called Skatetopia, The Summer Years.
Yeah.
And it was just going to be a short film about Skatetopia. So we started interviewing people and talking about the history of skating in New Zealand. And it just kind of grew into something bigger. And we were like, okay, well, this is going to be a full-length movie. And we applied for funding, didn't get it. I was just tracking down all these guys from my youth, all the old heroes that I looked up to, you know. The Tracks team, the Hauraki guys, Peter Boronsky, you know. So, and then we just kept working on this film, applied for funding again, got 10 grand. So, fuck yeah, bought like a brand new iMac, taught myself how to edit. Spent like a year editing this film. And then it was finished in 2006. And it got accepted into the film festival. And it traveled around the country, sold out, fucking awesome screenings. Screening at Auckland, the big premiere, we had Lee, Maury, fucking Gons was there. He was in the country. Fucking Gons was there. We went skating with him the day before out at New Lynn, you know, like introduced my kids to him. Fucking.
Oh yeah, because I think that was when Dan Hounsell had that shop on Victoria Street East. I think he used to have exhibitions there.
Ground floor,
and yeah, because I remember going to an exhibition and like Lee Ralph and Gons was there and I was just like buzzing out like.
Yeah, he's always back in New Zealand, It's cool.
Yeah, and then I think I went to the Sky City premiere as well.
So the classic one, screening 2006, sold out, fucking Frank Edwards, the whole crew, everyone's there, fucking yes, I'm on top of the world, you know. So, travelled around the country, did really well. Then my fucking marriage fell to bits. Everything was going wrong. A few fucking personal problems. And then we tried to release the film and it's like, it's going to cost 20 grand to license this music, you know. And it was just New Zealand music, lots of punk stuff, but music publishing.
Did you talk to them pre-editing that?
Yeah, well, we paid all the fees to the publishing, licensing, yada yada, to screen it at the film festival, and even that was like $3 or $4 grand, you know.
Yeah.
But it's like if you want to release it on DVD, blah blah, it's going to cost 20 grand or something. And I'm like,
It's
fuck
Flying Nun.
that, you know. No, this wasn't Flying Nun. The original one was just New Zealand music, like the Dudes and Hello Sailor, old school New Zealand punk and stuff.
Dragon.
People just don't know about music publishing and licensing. Like if the band says, hey, yeah, you can use my song, they've probably sold the publishing at some stage. So then they don't own it anymore, you know, like Sony or Mushroom or some big company owns it.
So they were trying to sting you.
They were trying to sting me
out.
for all this money. And I'm like, fuck this, you know, I can't be asked. I just forgot about it for a while. And that's when I started like bootlegging them and just running off DVDs of my work and selling them in all these shops. And it was fucking really good. Like I was selling for fucking $30 or $40 each. No cost to me, you know, like
Yeah.
kind of illegal, but fucking awesome markups, you know, good little fucking side hustle. And then it's like this
Got
woman.
any of those OG copies left?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
I'll do your deal. This woman, Angela Jolly, got a hold of me and she said, look, I've fucking done a bunch of work and licensing and stuff. We got to get this film out. So we started talking. Then we said, well, we can't get this music. Maybe we should try and do a deal with Flying Nun, who I'd had a bit to do with, you know. So we did a crowdfunding, raised like, I don't know, $6-8 grand or something, and just went to Flying Nun and said, this is what we got. Can we do it? You know, and they were totally into it.
Showed them the video and they were like,
yeah, they knew all about it. The thing about the Flying Nun stuff, like in the original cut, it was all time specific or whatever. It was all exactly the same time it was happening. Flying Nun stuff's a few years later, but it's still fucking old school enough to work, you know. So I went back and fucking dug out the original files, spent like a year re-editing the whole film with a new soundtrack. And then we put it out.
Change the tricks around on the timeline to
a little
suit the
bit, you
music?
know, just had to extend things a little bit and see what worked and stuff. But the thing is, Flying Nun just said use anything, so it was fucking cool. Like I could do some quite obscure stuff that hadn't had much coverage and just worked really well. And so then I think 2012, 13 or something, we kind of re-released it, did a few screenings, and then I put it on DVD and, you know, sold a bunch of them. And then a couple of years ago, New Zealand On Screen, which is an online archive of New Zealand film, got a hold of me and said, we want to put your film online. So I was like, fucking sweet. So yeah, now it's available for anyone to watch for
Did you
free.
get paid?
Yeah, they kicked down. No, they just want to put it on. Just to
I
have
figured
it
it
on.
had paid me enough by that stage. I'm like, fuck it, just let it free, you know?
Rinse it.
I mean, like, if you, in retrospect, like, do you think if you just, like, paid the 20 grand, you probably didn't have the 20 grand, but, like, if you had just spent that 20 grand and, like, sent it out into the world, do you think that it could have potentially, like, paid for itself or?
Probably not, you know?
Yeah,
Wouldn't have
soundtrack's
raised
not
that
gonna-
money.
Soundtracks not
And
gonna
the
change
visuals
storyline,
are the
right?
main thing.
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
I
like,
just
I
wondered.
know,
Like,
I wish
in
I had.
retrospect, I just wondered, like,
I
'cause, you know,
know.
sometimes you're like, I do it like I'm a tight ass, and I don't like,
Yeah.
I don't just spend the money and do it properly and save myself a year re-editing, or
I
like
know.
it's like is 20 grand worth a year.
Possibly
Of,
should have.
Yeah.
Possibly should have.
yeah,
But now my idea is I'm just going to leak it onto like the Pirate Bay or something,
Yeah.
so you can illegally can torrent it. You
you
know,
didn't say that.
the original version is the best. You know, like
I think it's good. I think
way
like
better.
it's got like that April Sun and Cuba song, and
yeah,
it
it's
just
got
like
all that.
it just pumps along. Yeah,
Keep an eye on Pirate Bay. I'm going to fucking put it back.
We'll put the link in the description.
yeah.
So after that, what was your next? You know,
Okay, well,
where
that
did you go
took-
to from there?
That took so long to make and was such a fucking headache. I'm like, I'm done with making films. You know, like it just was too hard.
I'm out the game.
I sort of kept making music vids and fucking around and stuff. But then, like, in 2016, these friends of mine in this band, King Loser, who'd been a 90s sort of Flying Nun band, they said they were getting back together. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah. That's going to be good. That's going to be fucking crazy. So I went on tour with them and started filming them. And then ended up making a film about that band, which came out a couple of years ago. It's called King Loser. And it's just a music documentary, but about like crazy fucking people.
I still haven't seen it, and I was totally like waiting for it to come out, and then it sort of came out, and I just kept missing.
Yeah.
So I'm still looking forward to seeing it. So
I'll hook you up, but you can watch it on this site called Vision.
yeah,
You pay like $6 or whatever and watch it.
sweet.
How long did that one take?
That one took like 6 years as well.
Yeah,
It's like, that's how long fucking films take when you've got no money and you're working a day job. And
It's chipping away.
but yeah, I'm pretty proud of that, and it won like the Tate Music Award a couple of years ago.
The timing was like, if you hadn't done that, like, because the lead singer or like one of the lead singers, Cecilia Mancini, like she died.
Yeah, she
kinda
died
like not long
a year
after.
after we started making it. She
Well,
died.
It got held up a little bit from
Oh
being released
yeah.
because
That's a whole nother podcast. That film, you know.
Yeah,
But I got there in the end.
yeah.
Got there in the end. It got made. It's out there. You can watch it if you want to, and it's just like a
We'll make sure there's a link in there
yeah.
as well
It's
for that one.
it's a New Zealand music documentary like has never been made really.
Yeah.
And they're kind of like skaters. They're just like extreme fucking people, you know. Like
Oh,
lots
and
of
their
skaters you
music's-
meet are fucking crazy, you know.
Their music's epic too. Like
Great band, you know.
Yeah, really
good. And so, yeah, since then I've made a few more music videos. I'm playing in a couple of bands and just living life, you know.
Yeah. So you still, but you're not. You worked because did you work in TV or film like some more after Primo Freeride?
Nah,
or?
not really. Nah,
Oh, sweet.
bits and pieces, but that was my main TV gig.
Now you've just retired to the bush.
no,
Now I'm
so
just living in the bush.
the big
Yeah.
question is, what's the next one on the agenda? Have you
I don't
got-
know.
How many have you got left in you?
I got definitely one more. I'm just waiting for inspiration to hit. You know,
Something
I'm just
to
waiting
fall out
because I
and
know
land
it
in your
takes a
lap.
long time and it's a lot of work and it's fucking hard. And
Yeah, we want to see another one.
I'm hanging out. I don't know what it is. You know.
Yeah.
So
What could it be? Like, what's kind of in your life that's kind of like you
I
can
mean, you
kind
must
of...
have had
Skating or music.
you must have had some
Really?
pretty epic performances at your little because I've only been there like maybe once or twice to Ruru.
Yeah,
So,
I got
like-
a bar at my house.
Yeah,
I got a
like-
venue at my house.
Club Ruru.
He's got like a
Yeah,
little shed. And didn't you build like another room under the
Yeah,
house as
yeah.
well? So you've
Yeah,
got
that's
like you've
Ruru
got
too.
two venues.
Ruru too.
Ruru too.
Yeah, we've had gigs there and stuff. We live in the bush up in the Waitaks, and the neighbours are fucking they don't care. They're not too close.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's next, but I'm starting to get the itch, you know. I'm missing it. I want to do something, but it's got to be something I'm really fucking into.
Yeah.
Maybe the life of Levi Hawkin.
Yeah, maybe. I know. Well, Lee
He's a
Ralph's,
colourful
careful.
character.
Lee
You
Ralph's
might
all
start
done now.
making a
eh?
documentary and then I might suddenly die.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like, just so the
exactly.
timing's right for it.
Fuck,
I
that'd
got
be
a bad
perfect.
fucking bad run of that. Yeah.
You're like a black widow.
I'm hanging out, but I just know that fucking music licensing is the fucking death of, you know, documentaries because it's
The
you
handbrake.
make the film and all of a sudden you've got to come up with all this money. So
I guess
Right.
that'd
maybe
be
something that I don't have to license
that'd
music.
be the epic thing if you were doing something that all the music was performed at your
Maybe.
like. Would you
I
still
know.
have to pay like if they were doing like their songs live
gigs.
or
Depends who they are.
yeah, true.
My band, the New Existentialists, check them out.
Yeah, yeah,
That's who I'm playing with now.
yeah, yeah. I
What do you play?
I play bass,
Oh yeah.
kind of like a psychedelic rock band.
oh yeah.
Who's the vocals?
Main dude's this guy, George Henderson, who was an old school Dunedin guy from the 80s who used to be in this band called The Puddle. Just a really fucking genius songwriter.
Yeah, right.
Really good songs. So,
Got a few songs out.
yeah, a bunch of shit on YouTube. We've got a record coming out soon.
Cool,
Sick.
cool.
So I'm kind of just doing music at the moment, but who knows?
Yeah, because I came to one of your parties and I think you guys like the new existentialists played, but I got there like I think you'd like just finished or like I just missed it.
Gutted.
So,
That
but
sounds
yeah, I'm
about
definitely
right.
keen to have a listen.
Yeah, good band.
Yeah, I know I like
Epic.
I like the sort of same music you're into. So
Yeah.
some
Anything we've missed that you want to?
Nah, that should
Clear
about
up,
cover
or
it. But
is there
fucking
any-
good on you guys for doing the the podcast,
well,
and good luck for the future. And you got fucking no shortage of stories out there,
no shit. Yeah, there's a bunch of people, like, even just from the conversation with you, there's names that pop up. That we kind of need to get to. Even, who would you suggest, like people before our time that me and Levi might not know that might be like a colourful character?
Someone like Boronsky would be good. Peter Boronsky, Frank Edwards, like fucking hell.
Well, I've got Frank lined up, and and because part of the, part of the reason we wanted to do this was because, we're getting to that age where like people are kind of disappearing, and then all their stories and their history is kind of lost because it wasn't documented like it is now. And
I know, mate. Same with music, we're losing people all the time. And while we're here, we'll give a shout out. A few people who are involved in No More Heroes have fucking died since I made it, this guy Jim Sanford, who designed and fucking helped build Hamilton Bowl.
Yeah.
And he was only like 12 or 13 or something, He'd draw these plans up and they built it. So the guy Karl Marankovic, real nice guy, just died recently.
I was disappointed that we didn't get to I didn't get to talk to Karl actually, because that was just like a real recent one. There was like motor neurons.
Oh, mate, took him out fast. 6 months from diagnosis to he's gone.
Yeah.
What about Elroy Ainsley? That's a name that I keep hearing.
He's in Alaska. He's in Alaska.
Because you filmed them. Like, did they film that and then send you the footage from Alaska?
I sent him over the questions, and his girlfriend filmed it. It took a couple of years,
Because I always remembered that name, like Elroy Ainsley, because I remember hearing that Elroy Ainsley bombed Liverpool Street, back in the 70s or something.
Yeah.
Because
he had an afro.
Because whenever I'd be like, oh yeah, I bombed Liverpool Street, and they'd be like, oh yeah, Elroy Ainsley was the first one to do it.
Who knows if that's even true, but it's a good fucking story.
That's a good one. Well, it's like the other story about Spittle airing the gap between the Plaza Bowls.
I know.
Is it true?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I've asked Spittle, and he's like, oh,
he was close. We nearly had him doing it, and we were going to give him a slab of beer, and he was up for it. But
he was always like that. Like, I remember, Maury would be like, you could. Maury would be like, oh yeah, if I do this blunt in the corner of Linfield, I'll give you all this money, and he let Spittle hold the money, and then he went and did the blunt first shot, and then came and took it off him, and the look on Spittle's face, he was like so gutted.
Yeah.
But,
so that's it. Fucking.
Do you have any stories about Radar? Like anything funny?
Oh, mate, so many. I don't know. I'd never met him before in this. These Australian guys from this magazine Skating Life said, we're coming to do a tour of New Zealand, get a crew together. So it's Radar, Shane Munden, Spittle, Colin Brown, and this really good photographer, Scott Needham, came over from Aussie, and we hired a van and travelled around fucking this North Island, just fucking.
Oh, so was that was that in Something's Boiling?
No.
Some footage from that is in Something's Boiling.
Was there a skating style article on?
Really good one. He's a fucking good photographer. Like, there's photos of Spittle at Melville and skating around, and that's when there's a really famous photo from Thrasher magazine, and it's Spittle doing a fucking calf grind in Melville with the big Thrasher logo. Someone spray painted Thrasher on it.
Oh, wow.
What year was that? Like 80s?
Yeah, like 89 or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if we can get Spittle on here, like, I was really surprised seeing him in the Lee Ralph documentary in Barefoot, like, because I was like, oh my God, like, because he was always like, it was like Lee Ralph was the legend and Spittle was the myth.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, like, he's going to transfer to legendary status, like, if he keeps.
I know, Spittle's just always been underground. That's what I kind of respect him for that. He's never chased fucking fame or fucking anything, he's always been underground.
Did he have a board on Veriflex? Or?
Yeah.
Veriflex.
Yeah.
So Veriflex was an Aussie company.
It's got the classic fucking graphic of the New Lynn graphic.
Yeah, it's got like New Lynn in the background.
It's got John Warren, it's got Dead John, and he's all these people in it who's just fucking taking the piss out of.
All right. He drew
I had an idea I was going to make a movie about Lee and Spittle.
That's right. I remember you telling me
It was Lee and Spittle.
Yeah.
Because I like how Lee blew up and got fucking crazy famous, and Spittle's just always he's
Left
just been a
behind.
fucking underground fucking maniac.
Because
you know?
he had that board on Veriflex, and then he had the board on Edwards as well, and like yeah, he had like there was that runner boards. It was like the Dead Fish, the Get Knotted. I say it like Frank, and the John Warren Fingerface, and the Andrew Maury Morrison.
Yeah.
There was a Schofield as well.
And no, that was after. That was like they had like
next
Scott
gen.
Woolston and Chris Schofield were like the last two pros in that sort of era.
Right.
Which was like those boards had like kind of like they were almost like a shape double kick, like sort of New Deal, like just yeah.
Maybe I'll make a film about Spittles.
That'd be so epic.
Spittle story.
And like you probably need to get in there because
Yeah, right.
like he's
Yeah, he's still living the life.
I don't know, man. Yeah, like he's
got no teeth.
yeah, no, he's like
Right
he's
here.
down to he was calling himself Nanny McPhee for a
I
little
hope
bit
he's
because he
still
had like
ripping
that
out there.
the one tooth like Nanny McPhee.
Oh, yeah.
I hope he's still ripping out there. He will be.
He is like
Yeah.
like he I don't know, he went back on Facebook recently and started like going crazy like
Yeah,
like
That's
posting
what he
lots-
does.
Yeah, like he sort of disappeared for a while. Like I think that
Popped up.
the COVID thing sort of like he went, you know,
he
like
calling people
went
out
down
or
some
something?
down some
mate,
rabbit
he's
holes.
Totally calling people out.
Yeah, yeah. But it's I don't know. It's a good laugh. I've definitely had some crazy times with Spittle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
awesome dude.
yeah.
All right. Well,
Okay,
Sweet.
Binz
There you go.
out. Woo! Thanks for having
out.
me, guys.
no, thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks so much for coming on. It's been epic, and you know, like it was, and thanks for everything that you've contributed to, you know, like in
Documented the history of
the 90s and before that, and compiling it all and making it sort of like into a legible story for people to you know, because I think it's important for kids now, especially to be able to look back and like, and a lot of this stuff, I don't even think they know that it exists. So, you know, I'd really love to see it like more available to them, and you know,
Awesome, dude.
and look forward to seeing what you do next.
Hey, thanks, man. I really appreciate that, Levi. And fucking thanks to you two. Like, you guys have done fucking more for New Zealand skating than fucking most people, you know?
Cheers, bro.
we're
Keep it
trying.
up.
We're just following in your footsteps. Bro.
Okay, mate, let's
Look
keep
what
it
you've
going.
done. We've
Let's
got
keep it going.
Magazines, videos. Awesome.
Peace.
Awesome. Peace.
Yo. Good
Sorry.
shit.
That was awesome.